Hello my retards and welcome back to the Magick Kool-Aid. Our final segment tonight is on a guy named Reverend Don, and his channel is called Magick TV. Now you would think he's a Christian with a word like Reverend in his name, but he's not a Christian, he's in fact a pagan reverend, which is an interesting angle to take. Let's take a look at his channel here. Feeling Guilty, that's the one we're going to watch. Flare, Butterflies, Teens. Everyone wants to see Reverend Don's thoughts on teens. Bells. Okay. Death Practice. Workshops. Blah, 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 blah. But he's always got some cool backgrounds. I'm assuming it's green screened. But, yeah, there's Reverend Don. And you can see he doesn't have his hair out in the newest video, but he has some nice locks. Looks like a real sorcerer. But let's take a look at this video. Reverend Don's vlog, Feeling Guilty. Like the Harry Potter intro.
Hello, this is Reverend Don Lewis, coming to you from beautiful Florida.
Hello! Interesting choice for an affect, my friend.
And today our question comes to us from Reverend Vivian. And Reverend Vivian has a question which she brought up in Monday night's Chancellor's chat room. And the question is this.
What is it?
Why is it that some people feel guilty when they successfully use magic?
Okay, the question is based on a false premise, okay? I want to see one person who has ever successfully used magic. Can we just see some kind of documentation? Can we see some kind of demonstration of evidence? But we are living in a pagan black magic clusterfuck circle here as we watch this video, so I guess we just have to take it on Vivian's word that black magic can be successfully used and that people do sometimes feel guilty after doing it, okay?
And she gives the example
Get
of
yourselves
feeling
worked
like
up into a funk
the
over that,
person
guys.
does not deserve what they have created, that perhaps they feel that they have circumvented the natural laws of the universe and done something that was unfair. And
so we don't know what level of the echo chamber that this guy and his circle are on, but they're beyond the point of questioning the existence or usefulness of magic practices. They've already accepted that it works. In his world, it's a scientific fact, and now they're going to debate the symptoms and side effects of using magic successfully. It's just funny that you can reach a level of retardation where you spend so much time just thinking about these things that are not even true and trying to work out solutions to problems that don't exist. And then your own ego is so fucking huge in spite of believing in that stupidity that you feel the urge to go on the internet and tell people your advice about it. That is really hilarious.
feelings like this. And the people in the chat room variously understood this concept and did not understand this concept. I would assume depending upon their own individual backgrounds. And one answer to this is that what is happening here for the person is that they have not completely cleansed themselves of old ideas.
Oh, okay. That's a real problem.
Many religions, particularly certain religions, do take a very negative view of magic. And they believe that it is breaking the natural laws of the universe. They believe
another level, an epic level of retardation involved here, is that we're going to take the original retardation that manifested itself into humanity, religion, and we're going to pit it against this new form of retardation, pagan spirituality. So you got two gigantic retarded belief systems warring with each other. There's an internal conflict that is playing out. There are real effects on the real world that we're seeing because retards are arguing about retarded beliefs, and we are all stuck right in the middle of this great retarded spiritual battle. Welcome to society, everyone. Welcome to Earth. Welcome to this amazing planet we've all been born into, where retards make us their fucking collateral damage as they fight for dominance and control of the minds of the ignorant masses. Hooray! Being a human is great!
it's unfair. They believe many negative things about it. But if you are a pagan employing magic on a regular basis, you surely should not feel that way. But if you are raised in one of those religions and have come to paganism, often those old tapes are still playing in the back of your mind.
If you've left one system of brainwashing and joined another, don't be surprised if the old system of brainwashing is still stuck in your head. And don't worry, you won't have to get rid of all of it. We'll keep the useful brainwashing for our new version of it that we indoctrinate you with. So all of the habits that you learned as a religious retard, they can simply be reworked so that you can still have those same habits, but with a new fucking mask on. That's how all this works, okay? If you move from religion into paganism or New Age spirituality, you haven't solved the problem. You've simply changed the way that the problem looks, but it's still there, all right? You're still giving your authority away to some jackass who claims to know what he's talking about, like Reverend Don over here.
And I would say that this is what is being described. And the best way, of course, to handle that is through shadow work. But before we come to that, I have a few things to say.
Shadow
the first
work.
one is,
I'm not sure what that is.
At least from a Corellian point of view, there is nothing unnatural about magic.
There's nothing unnatural about magic because it doesn't exist! What is natural is that humans will do stupid fucking rituals hoping to create magic and convincing themselves in the aftermath that it worked because they're so dumb they need to believe that the universe can be affected in such a way. That is natural. However, magic is not unnatural because, as stated, it doesn't exist.
Everyone, human and otherwise,
has magic worked for you, Reverend Don?
That they are alive. They're just
are you a success in life?
Conscious of it. When we study magic, we become more conscious of what we are doing. And to give you an analogy, a person naturally, in most cases, knows how to walk, they know how to run. But an athlete will learn how to do this in better and more effective ways. That does not mean that the athlete is in a totally separate class from the ordinary person. They've merely learned how to train their body and how to understand how it works better than most people do.
Right.
But that does not mean that they should not walk, and it does not mean that they should not run. And magic is very much the same thing.
So somehow, guys, magic is similar to an athlete running or walking. Okay, so you used a metaphor to describe something that should be basically understandable. You say everyone has an affinity for magic. Then why can't you just describe the workings of magic in everyone's lives and how it actually works, rather than making a metaphor to overlay your abstract concept upon? Because you making the metaphor to explain something that you claim to be a simple, natural part of everyone's life is actually a pretty basic method of brainwashing. Using that stupid metaphor tells me that you can't describe magic in a way that is understandable to people, even though you claim it to be natural. And so you have to get them thinking about something else that they do understand, and when that clicks, you relate it back to your abstract concept so that they feel it somehow makes sense. But it doesn't actually make sense, does it?
You understand it better when you've learned to do it consciously. You can do it with greater intention and greater focus when you know how to do it consciously.
Do what? Magic?
So you're making a huge
Just tell us how to do it, okay?
mistake to think that nobody else is doing it. And just because the other person may not be conscious of what's going on from their higher self, that doesn't mean that it cannot be just as effective.
This is retarded.
As your very intentional magic.
These people cannot focus on reality. They can't just look at people for who they are and the acts that they've done and who they have created themselves to be in real life. No. Everything has levels, and that way it gives you an excuse to believe whatever the fuck you want about anyone. Just look at what their higher selves' intentions might be, everybody. That makes perfect fucking sense, right? So instead of just looking at people for who they are and what they've accomplished and the changes that they've made in the world, we can simply look at their intentions and validate them based on that. You want to know why people who perform magic rituals feel guilty, Reverend Don? It's because they're stupid! That's why! And, yeah, I guess you were just my punching bag for this little rant, but, you know, you kind of deserved it. So, but you're boring, so you're probably safe from future videos. I'll see you retards later. Bye-bye.